So, what if I told you success isn't about luck or, being some kind of born genius? What if it's really just a set of habits that anyone can learn? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down in this explainer. We're digging into the 10 core habits that truly set the most accomplished people apart. But hold on, before we jump into the how-to, we got to figure out the what. Seriously, take a second and think about it. What does success actually look like for you? Because let's be real, if you don't know where you're going, you'll end up somewhere, but it's probably not going to be where you want it. And here's the best part. There is no wrong answer. For you, maybe it's financial freedom. For someone else, it's getting trophies and awards. Or hey, maybe it's just a feeling of deep down wellness and happiness. Whatever it is, that's your definition. That's the personal fuel for all the habits we're about to get into. It's got to be your North Star. All right, let's get into it. First up, habits of mind. Think of these as the operating system running in your head. It's the software, the foundational code that literally everything else is built on. Okay, habit number 1. This is the big one, the bedrock. They set goals. And I don't mean just, wishful thinking. Successful people don't hope things work out. No way. They engineer it. They get so crystal clear on what they want that it's like a magnet, just pulling them right through whatever gets in their way. I mean, look at it this way. Without a target, you're just drifting, right? You'll end up somewhere, for sure, but the odds of it being the place you actually wanted to be, pretty slim. All right, next up, this one's a tough pill to swallow for a lot of people, but it is an absolute game changer. It's all about taking responsibility. We're talking 100% ownership for everything in your life, the good, the bad, all of it.
So here's the bottom line. They just don't play the victim. Ever. They're not blaming their boss, the economy, or anything else. Instead of making excuses, they're asking, okay, what's the lesson here? And how do I fix this? They learn from it, and then they move on. Fast.
And that idea of total ownership flows right into our third habit. It just makes sense, right? You can't control your life if you can't control your own actions. And that's where self-discipline comes in. This is the engine. This is what actually drives you forward, day in and day out. This is the choice you face every single day, isn't it? It's the daily battle. On one side, you've got the easy, cheap dopamine hit from distractions, scrolling social media, watching pointless videos. On the other side, you've got the actual work that moves you closer to your future. Self-discipline is what helps you make the right choice over and over again.
All right, let's move on to our next section, habits of growth. Because here's the thing, successful people are never done. They're always committed to learning and getting better.
So habit number 4. They are absolutely obsessed with self-development. They get that standing still is really just moving backward. They treat their minds and their skills like their most important assets because they know the more they learn, the more they can do, and the more value they can create.
So how do they do it? Well, habit number 5 is a massive clue. They read a lot. And we're not just talking about beach novels. They read to learn, to solve problems, to see the world through someone else's eyes. It's an active hunt for knowledge.
And hey, if you're thinking, I don't have time to read, you're not alone. But successful people have a hack for that. They turn wasted time into learning time. That drive to work, the time at the gym, that's your new classroom. Pop in an audiobook or podcast, and suddenly you're learning on the go. No more excuses. Okay, so we've covered mindset and growth. Now, let's talk about action. This is where the rubber meets the road, turning all that thinking and learning into actual real-world results. Number 6, they are masters of their time. Look, time is the one thing you can never get back, and they are ruthless about how they use it. It's not about being busy, it's about being effective. They know that just a few key actions will get them most of their results, so they tackle those high-impact things first, period. And for number 7, they take risks. It's a simple truth, right? You can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket. They understand that everything they truly want is just outside their comfort zone, so they're willing to step into that uncertainty and take smart, calculated chances. And this really boils it down to the ultimate choice, doesn't it? On one hand, you risk failure by going after what you want, but on the other hand, you're guaranteed to have regret if you don't even try. For them, that choice is easy. The pain of regret is way, way worse than the pain of failure. Habit number 8 might be the simplest one on the list, but oh man, is it the hardest to do. They keep going. Look,
Everyone fails. Everyone gets knocked down. It's going to happen. The difference isn't that they avoid failure, is that when they fall, they always get back up.
See, they don't see failure as the end. To them, it's just a plot twist. It's that tough chapter you have to get through to make the comeback story that much better. They know that real strength isn't built when things are easy. It's forged in the fire.
And all that persistence leads us to number 9. They find a way to win. This is that whatever-it-takes mindset. But it's not just about working harder, it's about working smarter. When they hit a roadblock, they don't just slam their head against it. Nope, they look for a way over it, under it, or around it. They just have this deep belief that there's always a solution, and they're going to find it.
Okay, we've made it to the final habit. And honestly, this might be the most important one of all. This is the one that powers everything else we've talked about. It's the ultimate fuel source. Number 10, they do what they love. I mean, what's the point of all this hard work if you're miserable at the end of the day? Spending your life doing something you hate just to make a buck? Well, that's not success. That's a prison.
And this old saying just nails it. When you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. That passion, that's what makes the goal setting exciting. It's the fuel that makes the self-discipline possible. It turns the whole grind into a mission, into your purpose.
So as we finish up here, just remember this. Success isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you build, one day, one choice, one habit at a time. So the only question left is, which habit are you going to start with today?